We were feeding her lunch, and she was in her high chair, and she kind of slumped over a little bit, and her right arm moved up and down a couple of times. We initially thought she was choking, so we got her out of the chair, tried the Heimlich maneuver, pat her back that you try and do for infants. My wife was calling 911, and I said, no, she's breathing. I can hear her breathing. And it was actually the 911 operator that first diagnosed it as it could be a seizure.
Alex was 19, a sophomore in college, when he complained of a monstrous headache, so bad that we took him to an emergency room, and in the end, he had a seizure. And that night he had more seizures. And then ultimately what became what's called status epilepticus, meaning he had seizures that would not stop. He was essentially put into a coma because the seizures couldn't be controlled. It was horrifically frightening.
It was May 16th, 2010. He was 332 days old. Right before this big storm hit, he had a big seizure. The storm hit, our home was severely damaged. So we went to a friend's house where we put our son in a spare bedroom, and when my wife went in the next morning, he had passed away.
I understand that this may not help Ella, but if the work that we're doing here is not going to benefit Ella, the next kid that is affected by epilepsy, the next set of parents, to not have to watch any more kids go through seizures.
Epilepsy isn't one thing, it's many things that have a lot of common elements. So even if a cure would affect only a small percentage of the many kinds of epilepsies that there are, it would allow people to recognize that this incredibly complex and distressing problem has light at the end of the tunnel.
It was really important to me to do something so that his life meant something. I wanted to pour my energy into something meaningful. The only way that families won't go through what we went through is if we invest in research. Research is the key.